After 20 years of loyalty, my daughter exposed the truth, and I walked away without a word.
For 20 years, I thought I was building the perfect life. From the outside, it looked like a success story. I had a stable career, a nice home, 2 amazing daughters, and a wife who seemed proud of what we'd built together. I worked long hours, traveled all the time, and carried that weight of responsibility because I believed that's what commitment meant. I told myself the sacrifice was just temporary and my loyalty would pay off in the end. The first signs were subtle, easy to brush off. My wife started caring more about how she looked going out than staying in. Her phone was suddenly guarded like a state secret. Those nights out with friends became more and more frequent and always unpredictable. I explained it all away because trusting her was just easier than questioning everything I had poured my life into. I mean, after 2 decades, being suspicious felt like an insult to our entire history. The truth came from my youngest daughter. One quiet evening, she just looked at me and asked why I was still with her mom. There was no drama in her voice, just pure sadness. Then she told me she'd heard her mother was seeing someone from my workplace. In that instant, everything inside me went cold. It wasn't anger at first. It was just this crushing disbelief, like my reality had glitched and needed a moment to reboot. That night, I asked my wife directly. She didn't cry. She didn't even deny it. She just admitted everything with a casual shrug, like she was explaining a scheduling mix-up. She said she had emotional needs and that I just wasn't around enough. She framed her betrayal as a reasonable solution to a problem. But what hurt the most wasn't the affair itself. It was the total lack of remorse. She genuinely believed she hadn't done anything wrong. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just listened. And in that silence, I realized the woman sitting across from me wasn't my partner anymore. She was someone who had turned our marriage into a transaction. I provided security, and she took freedom. She was so confident I would never leave because she had mistaken my loyalty for weakness. That night, while she slept peacefully, I made my decision. I wasn't going to beg or fight for someone who had already left. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of seeing me broken. I was going to leave. Quietly, cleanly, and completely. Over the next few days, I acted normal. I went to work, smiled, and played my part. But behind the scenes, I was moving with precision. I secured my finances, I contacted a lawyer, and I gathered evidence. A private investigator confirmed what I already knew, giving me proof that removed any doubt and any leverage she might try to use later. And what surprised me was how calm I felt. The fear I expected never came. Instead, there was just this crystal-clear clarity. I saw how much I had tolerated just out of habit, and how often I'd ignored my own dignity just to keep the peace. Watching her laugh and make plans, completely clueless, only made me more determined. The night I left, she was out again. I packed only what mattered: clothes, documents, a few personal items. I left the furniture, I left the memories, and I left my wedding ring on the counter. No note, no long explanation. She'd already had 20 years of those. When she got home, the house was empty. The accounts were settled. The process had started, and there was no turning back. She tried to reach me, but I had closed every door. All communication went through lawyers. My actions had said everything that needed to be said. The fallout was swift. The man she thought cared for her vanished the second things got complicated. Friends who had supported her slowly distanced themselves, and my daughters? They chose me. Not because I asked them to, but because they saw the truth for themselves. That choice healed a part of me I didn't even know was broken. Starting over wasn't easy, but it was honest. I found a new place, embraced new challenges, and rebuilt my life without any lies in the background. I started sleeping better. I was laughing more. I felt lighter. Success came again, but this time it felt like it was truly mine. Years later, she tried to talk to me. She said she was sorry, that she understood now. I listened politely, but I felt nothing. Regret doesn't rewrite history, and apologies don't restore trust once it's been treated as disposable. I wished her well and walked away without anger or triumph, just finality. I learned something vital through all of this. Loyalty isn't about staying no matter how you're treated. Love doesn't require you to erase yourself. And walking away from disrespect isn't failure, it's self-respect. I didn't lose my marriage the day I left. I lost it the moment it stopped being a partnership. What I gained afterward was far more valuable: peace, clarity, and a life built on truth, not endurance. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.